you need to know what do you want from the hymn. Why you chose this hymn?
How do you manage
And
the
it's very
mixed
difficult.
choir?
It's very difficult. But and we insist that this performance must be very good, because the aim is praising God, and praising God must be perfect, but we are not perfect, so it must be excellent.
Hello and welcome to a new episode of Ethos and Yphos, podcast by Sons of Antioch Media. I'm pleased to be joined today by Archpriest Father Romanos Joubran. He's the director of the choir of Beirut, the choir of St. Romanos, the Melodist of Beirut. And he's a professor at the Balamand, and he teaches Byzantine chant there. He's been teaching since 2006. He's also a professor at the Lebanese National Conservatory, where he teaches Byzantine chant as well. And he's a priest in Beirut. And I'm sure a lot of you listening to this already know him and know his work and his work with the choir. So we're honored to have him with us today. Hello, Abuna. How are you?
Hello. Fine, thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us. It's a pleasure.
Thank you for you.
So, Abuna, I was going to tell you this. My father loves telling this story. And I don't know, we were talking a bit earlier before we started recording, and you told me this is something that you don't really remember. But my dad loved the story, and because he went to high school with you. And he would say, we'd always ask Father Romanos, what would you like to be when you grow up? And he'd always say, oh, I just want to be a chanter. So, and he said, you probably don't remember that. But
yes, I don't remember. But my journey with Byzantine music was something special, and I think it was an intervention of God, because during the war at the ends of the 70s, we used during the summer to go to the monastery Der Nouriye, where my aunt was a nun there. So I learned there how to chant by heart. And I learned also some characters of the Byzantine music. So it was impressive for me, and till from that time I was chanting at home, alone, from time to time. I think in 82, once a friend of my brother, my big brother, came to him, and they were talking, and my brother asked him, what are you doing now? So he told him, we are learning Byzantine music in the Archbishopric of Beirut. And my brother told him that my brother likes to learn also Byzantine music. I've never tell my brother about my intention, but so he took me to the Archbishopric, and he taught me also how to take the bus, and we went together there and started from that time. So it was not my intention to go there alone, let me say. That's why I stuck with Henry, with my teacher, Henry Neaimeh, the first chanter of the Archbishopric of Beirut, and I'm still with him till now.
Henry Neaimeh, for those, I'm sure a lot of people know that name, very prominent chanter in Lebanon. Other than Henry Neaimeh, do you point to anyone else as being a teacher or an influence on you in your early stages?
Yes, and I had to also to go to Greece to make my theological studies there. Sayyidina wanted that, but because of the war, we couldn't manage it. So in 89, I was in the Archbishopric for a couple of days, and Sayyidina called me, and he said that you cannot go to Greece because of the war. What do you think? Do you want to go to Balamand? And I told him, as you wish. So I went to Balamand by plane because the road was cut. And so I went to Balamand for 4 years, and when I finished, I went to my village for a weekend, and suddenly one of my colleagues in the Archbishopric came to our village because there were no telephones to call me. So he came to the village and told me that Sayyidina wants you. I came back with him, and Sayyidina told me, I managed to get you 2 scholarships, one to study Byzantine music in Greece, and the other one also to study the language. So also it was not my intention. I went there, it was 1994, and studied and returned back to 95. At that time, Henry was teaching Byzantine music, and I came and I continued his journey. So I took over the teaching Byzantine music, but it was like seminaries. It was not a school. We were gathering young people and teaching them Byzantine music. And from that time, I tried to write a theoretical book, a simple one. And I was impressed also by the book that I used in Greece. It was a very simple book. And also, with Henry, we were using a Greek book for practical book. For exercises, it's the same that our Patriarch used in his book. But I rewrote a new one, and I started developing it. Each year I was changing something, but it was classical, with this classical style, let me say, till I got married and I had children, and I was teaching them the Arabic language. And I realized that they were learning the words, the letters, through words that they will use them. In the classical way of teaching that we were using, there are these exercises with a symmetric, like symmetry. You go the same music going up and then going down. But I realized that it's better from the beginning that we should teach the characters in a musical lines that they will use afterward. And from this point of view, I rewrote again my theoretical book. It was in 2012, and I used it in our school because we have already established the school in 2000. But I used it also I tried it in Balamand. But I realized that there was no necessity to change a lot of things. And from that time, it's almost the same. Which is characteristic for us, it was that I made it like a textbook. So for each class, you have a complete book, which the student will use it, and he will get the basics of everything that will help him to become a chanter in the church. So we may afterward, or if you want, we may continue in that in this issue.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, sure. So
that's why you will find in these books. So we decided to make a program for 4 years, but in these 4 years there are all the materials that even the Greeks are using them to get the first certificate. There they take the program in 5 years, not in 4 years. So our program is a little bit more condensed. In these books, you may find also, other than music, you will find historical materials, liturgical materials, orthographical materials, even something about the composers, the liturgical books, and explanation of every kind of hymn and its place in the liturgy. But it's very simple. It's the basics. So that's why my theory book is not a reference. It's a teaching book, and it's very essential. This is very essential. It's not a reference book. That's why you will not find everything about the Byzantine music, but you will find everything that's basics that you may need to, of course, to develop yourself and to be, let me say, useful for the church.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. So it seems like to me that, and I've seen your books for sure, and I've used them teaching. It's very practical, as you said. So you use, if I understand you correctly, your focus was to use like musical phrases that would be from the repertoire that you would use in the church. So something that you would learn the theory, the basics, through a phrase that you'd actually use in church. So it's not something like, because I've seen some other theory books, as you said, the symmetry or the just exercises for the sake of an exercise, which it has no musical value, which is, that seems your focus. And the other focus, it seems to me, that you have is, and it's something I really appreciate, is adding all the additional details, like you said, the definitions of the hymns, the composers, all the historical things, which create chanters that are very well-rounded, that know not just how to sing, but what are they singing, and the historic, like everything came before them to get them to this point, and maybe the orthography of what they're singing, to if they're, to know the correct orthography, because there's rules to this. You can't just write music like you want. So that seems the focus. That seems a big focus for you.
That's why it's a teaching book. Okay, so also there is something essential in the history of Byzantine music. They used to learn first by heart, and then they were studying the Byzantine music. So, and this is an old tradition in the ecumenical patriarchate, and now they are getting it back. You will find small kids on the Psalterion, on the Analogion, and they are learning how to chant by heart, and then they will learn Byzantine music. And this is what happened. What happens in every language. So the kids are speaking the language, but then they will enter the school to learn how to read and how to also to speak rightly. So then they will learn the grammar and everything. Of course, in the church, you will not thinking of how this character must be like that. You must change correctly, but as a language, you need to learn the grammars. So in this way, you will perform each mode with its characteristics, knowing what you are chanting, not, okay, it's good by heart, and it helps a lot and it helped also a lot in our villages, because they were learning by heart, and they were performing serving the services. But as a study, and when you want to study language, you cannot do but this. You need to get all the basics about the language, but it's not the end. In every language you may continue to make master and PhD and so on, and this is happening nowadays with the Byzantine music, especially in Greece.
Yeah, exactly. That's beautiful, and it seems, from what I can tell, it's your methods are working really, really well, and the demonstration is your school and your choir. Can you tell me a little bit about the current status of the school? How many students there are? What's going on over there?
Nowadays we have around 40 students with the new one. This year we got a lot of students, more than 20 in the first year, and we had others in other years, because we accept students from other schools through a placement test, and they can also continue. We have 3 teachers in our school, and all of us have a diploma in Byzantine music from Greece, and we are now continuing our diploma program with my Greek teacher, Spyros Pavlakis, who is the director of a school of Byzantine music in Athens. We are continuing with them, and next year, God willing, we'll have 8 students that they will make the exams, and God willing, they will take also their diploma in Byzantine music, and this diploma is recognized by the Greek government also.
Mm-hmm. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. So would you say that maybe shifting a little bit towards the choir now, kind of a natural progression from the school, would you say that most of the members in the St. Romanos choir of Beirut, they come from the school?
Yes. Rarely we may have friends from our other choirs. For instance, we had some students from the choir of Tripoli. They came to Beirut to work or to study, so we accept them. And another one, for instance, from Akkar, who became the chanter in Saint Demetrius Church. Many times he comes and helped us in the choir. But 99% of the members are from the school.
That's beautiful. It's a good aspiration for all the students in the school to get to the choir.
Yes, we try to continue the journey, let me say. So they will practice these changes that they were studying and chanting in the church, but with a good performance. And we insist that this performance must be very good, because the aim is praising God, and praising God must be perfect, but we are not perfect, so it must be excellent. But many times, because it needs a lot of work, the result is very good, with some mistakes, but we aim to be excellent in this, to reach this goal, to praise God as perfect as possible, because He gave us all these talents, and we must give them back to him.
That's beautiful. Very well said. And I just remembered, this happened recently, is you celebrated was it the 25th anniversary of the choir and of the school?
Yes.
That's beautiful. Congratulations for many, many years of excellence and of...
thank you. And we tried also to make something, it's not something original, but we invited teachers from Greece to make homilies, or what we say...
like to do workshops, maybe?
No, we tried to make a workshop, but we didn't manage it because the teacher couldn't come. We were intending to invite George Constantino to make a workshop about the conducting a choir, but we invited my professor that I'm making my PhD with him.
Okay, so it's like a seminar, maybe.
No, it was for 2 days, and it was 2 homilies. The first one was my professor Achilleas Chaldeakis. He offered us 2 homilies, and we chanted with him also in a concert. And lately, 2 weeks ago, we invited my teacher, my Greek teacher, Spiros Pavlakis. Also, he presented a homily for the students, and he also came with some members of the committee of the diploma program, and they heard the students, and they accepted him all. And on Sunday, we had a big concert with the choir of Tripoli, of Archdiocese of Tripoli, with our children choir also, and of course with the Spiro and with Henry. And we offered as a gift of to thank them. We offered them such gifts, and they also performed with us. And it was very nice, and Sayyidina also was present, and it was something. Thank God, it was beautiful.
Thank God, that's beautiful. So this was a couple of weeks ago. So now I think choir season in Lebanon for you. I think you're starting to prepare for Nativity, for Christmas. Do you have some concerts around Christmas?
Yes, we are partaking in a festival each year, Beirut Chants, and we have always our place in this festival. And so we started preparing the program, and there is many new things of my compositions.
Beautiful. We're going to talk about your compositions a little bit later. That's great. But before we move on, I'm really interested in hearing how, let's say, how your rehearsals, how you prepare for a program, and how you rehearse the choir. What's your method with that stuff?
There is many things that I took in consideration, especially something that I've learned from my teacher Henry. In each concert, we put very known hymns, so that people will react positively with them first. Then it must be, some diversity in the modes. So many times, for instance, in Pascha, it's difficult, because the majority is the first and the plagal first. The second point, the third, it's better to put a long, a short hymn between the long ones. And it's very important. You will have also variety in the rhythm. This is about the program. About the rehearsal, in our choir, we have very different levels between the members. But this it's not a let me say it's not a hindrance not to learn something new and even something difficult. So we try always to push them, to work hard, and usually I also record the hymns to show them how it must be chanted, according to my opinion, of course, and according to what I've studied also. And we try during the rehearsal to show something special in each hymn, because you need to put a goal. What do you want from the hymn that you chose? If there is no goal, you cannot show even the people what do you want them to hear. So usually, many times we got in this problem, but I try, and it's not something original. It's not originated from me, and I've learned it from many teachers, that you need to know what do you want from the hymn, why you chose this hymn. Of course, the theme, it's general, it's nativity. For instance, nativity of Pascha or Lent. But you need to know yourself first, what do you need from the hymn? And then try to get from the members of the choir to learn also, to learn themselves what you need from them to show from this hymn. Mm-hmm. And it's difficult because a lot of members work, they have work, and many times they will not find the right time to rehearsal themselves, and it's a very difficult thing in the choir, in every choir.
Yeah.
And it's dangerous also for the choir, because it may destroy the choir. And it will be like, not a choir, but a gathering of chanters, and everyone chant what he wants to chant, and you will have a very bad performance. People who doesn't know Byzantine music or music, they will enjoy, because they will hear the hymns that they are used to hear, the hymns that they love. But for instance, in the last concert that we did, the last hymn, which is very popular, the Polychronion, they didn't pay attention to because Henry conducted them in this hymn. So they made a lot of mistakes, even though it's very known Polychronion.
Yeah, that's great. So also about the choir, your choir is mixed. You have males and you have females. That presents its own unique challenges. Can you talk a little bit about that? How do you manage the mixed choir?
It's very difficult. But look, our choir is a choir of school, not a professional choir, let me say. That's why we accept the students from the third year, but they must have a very good grade. Not good. Good is not accepted. Very good. And we hope to have excellent students, but okay. So we accept all of them. I was intending really to separate, to make two choirs, and we managed this for many years, because I had a very good choir master a girl in our choir. So she was teaching them, rehearsing with the girls, and I was.
What was her
rehearsing. Eh?
What was her name?
Jihan Khairallah.
Jihan Khairallah. Okay.
She is wonderful in conducting the choir, but she got married, and so she now she is not anymore in our choir. We hope she will get back. So another one took her place, but also she got married and she has now children, and she's not able to come to the choir even. And the other girls are good, but till now I think they are not ready to be choir masters. That's why I remixed the choir. We started also, of course, by a mixed choir. It's difficult for us, especially when you took the basic notes for the hymns. Many times you lose the effect of the hymn if you don't take a right basic note. And if you take it, so the girls must pay attention not to get the higher, very high notes, because it will also break the balance between the voices. But because we are not a professional, let me say, choir, and our aim is to help the people, girls and boys, to learn more and more and to serve the church. That's why we are continuing now with this mixed choir, and we are managing it. It's very nice. It's very nice. Many people doesn't like the mixed choir, but if you hear, for instance, the Arabic choirs in the songs, you will find always a mixed choirs, and it's nice. Why not?
Yeah,
it's a matter of
and you
how
like
to
secular songs,
to take it in consideration. Of course, you will lose a lot of features in the performances, and even when you have a separate choir, for instance, when you hear the girls alone, they will not make this impression, especially in our region, because they are used to big voices and shouting.
Yeah. A little bit too much, yeah.
So we try to make a balance, and they are enjoying this, and it's very important for us to get them involved in the church through this way. Why not?
Yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. So you spoke a little bit about your compositions earlier. I have behind me, I don't know if you noticed, your Orthros and Liturgy book.
Okay, the big one.
The big one. So is this the second edition? For those of you watching the video, I'm holding Father Romanos's, it's called, in Arabic, it's called Kitab al-Quddas al-Ilahi, which means the Divine Liturgy Book. But it also contains hymns from Orthros, from Matins as well.
Yes.
So hopefully one day this will be available here in America. People can, directly buy it here one day maybe. But for us, I managed to get it. Thank you. I thank you, Father, because we were able to get it from you, from my parents when they were in Lebanon a few months ago. It's a beautiful book. It has, especially is this the second edition you said, or the third edition?
Yes, the second edition, and it's the same as the same way, let me say. It's my teacher, my Henry. It's Henry's idea.
Okay. Yeah,
What's the idea? Usually, Henry used to go with Sayyidina in every church. Okay, and he used to take 3 or 4 books with him always, and it's difficult. He thought that the hymns of the Anastasia Matarian is very known. but many times we need to get the Cataphasia, the Edoxastarion, the special doxology that it's not in the Anastasimatario. So he started with this, and he wrote them. It was written by hand, and I wrote for him the first good one, and then he used to add something. So you have the part which is not what you say stable.
The variables.
So the one of Anastasimatario you have, it's very known, and usually we chant them by heart. But you need to get the, as I said, the Apostolari, not the Cataphasia, the Doxastaria, and some, for instance, Mundu Shababi, Evrugitaria.
From my youth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Evrugitaria, and as I said, there is also Ton Despotin in Arabic and in Greek. And you will find also a lot of hymns in Greek, because also the Greeks used to come to us to make their feasts, 2 feasts during the year. So we used to chant also in Greek. And in order not to take other 2 books, Greek books, so we put everything we need to use in this book. And I get his permission to type the book in the computer, and when I finished it, I offered a copy for His Eminence, and we asked his permission to publish this book, because Henry didn't want to publish it. Why? And we wrote this in the introduction, because many times he changes a little bit in the compositions of Mitr al-Murr, of Ilikhuri, I don't know, of Ondraus Ma'il, in order, in the way that he wants to change it. But he doesn't want anybody to say that, no, he is stealing the composition, and no. That's why he didn't want to publish it, because of this. But I persuaded him, because if you want to make copy, it will be very expensive, photocopies, and if you want to make it hardcover. That's why I convinced him, and of course with the blessing of our bishop, and we made this first edition. There was a lot of mistakes, of course, even though we read it many times. But afterward, we added a lot of things. And during these years, also I wrote something for the Orthros, which, of course, Henri doesn't use it. For instance, the Psalm 50, for instance, in 2 modes. I wrote also some long Cataphasia. Why I wrote this? First of all, for the book, for the teaching book, but especially in the big feasts, many chanters do not have the capacity to change the composition of Mitr al-Murr. And there is no published other known pieces, compositions known till now. Of course, there is, but they are not published. So I tried to put them in this book also, to help the chanter if he has not the capacity, for instance, to say in al-Malak of Mitr al-Murr. It's very difficult, to change this, and he will. It will be useful for the church, and the people will pray with him, not hearing him shouting and making a lot of mistakes. And there is also a lot of things. For instance, I add also the Tipica. Why I add this? Because maybe we'll speak about this when we'll speak about the compositions. But let me say, because there are now a lot of translations of the Greek pieces, and I tried to have our own compositions, as Father Ula Malik, for instance, does. Unfortunately, till now he didn't publish his book, but I think I've heard that they are intending to publish, especially the Divine Book, the Divine Liturgy Book. He has a lot of wonderful compositions.
Beautiful. So this book has, so would you say it's not mainly, maybe half, or close to half, I don't know, I want to quantify it. A lot of Henry Neaimeh compositions, a lot of your compositions, and then some, maybe some of the compositions, as you said, that Henry modified some of Maître Elmor's old things, and some original Maître Elmor stuff as well.
Of course, for instance, we've add all the cherubic hymns of Maître Elmor, the complete ones, because many chanters they are accustomed with the Maître Elmor compositions, and not to have problem. For instance, one have the book of Qithara of Maître Elmor, and one have our own. They may use both to change the Maître Elmor, for instance, Cherubicon. This is the new edition, not the old one, because Henry changed the Cherubicons.
Yeah, that's great. So it's a fantastic book. I use it all the time, and some of my friends that I was able to get them the book also are very thankful, and they use it all the time. It's a great, as you said, it's a very all-encompassing book. Has everything you need, for the most part, when you're chanting Sunday morning services, which is great.
Look, this book was offered by a guy from America, from the States.
Oh yeah, really?
Malik Shdid. It's written in the introduction. He offered all the expenses. He covered all the expenses, and
That's
he
beautiful.
asked also to be distributed for free.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So you have your own copies for the States, but we need to ship them there.
Well, great. We're looking forward to that. Yeah, it's a lot of people a lot of the Arabic reading chanters here can use something like this. A lot of these hymns, some of the hymns, like we've memorized, like we know, like for example, your composition of the hymns, the Troparia after Psalm 50, Glory to the Father, المجد للآب بشفاعات الرسل القديسين, stuff like I don't, it's the oral tradition, I would say, maybe, that I know how to chant, and then in your book it's exactly how I've memorized it. So it's
I tried to write ours, yani, but with a little bit changes, yani. I tried to also something are from our tradition, but there is also something new, and all the compositions are traditional.
Yeah, so let's talk about your composition style.
I put some Oriental, let me say.
Right. Yeah. No, I'm familiar.
It's in a very, very traditional way.
So let's talk about that.
My teacher Spiro many times doesn't like this style.
Oh yeah,
composition.
I'm sure. I've seen some of those.
Many times it's some a habit. For instance, when you hear the Action Estin in the first mode of Maître Elmor, it's a piece of masterpiece in Oriental
true.
chant, but everyone likes it. Everyone in all over the world, even the Greeks like it.
Yeah, no, and he did it in Greek, so a lot of the Greeks chanted the Greek version of it. It's beautiful. Yeah, we grew up with all these hymns, and we kind of consider them as you say, our own, like our own meaning.
It's a part of our culture, even.
Yeah. Our let's say like Lebanese or Levantine culture of chant.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's talk about your composition style. As you said, there's a lot of variety in what you do. I know that you like to do a lot of traditional things, especially when it's supposed to be traditional, and then you have some excursions out of that a little bit with some
but they are not published till yet.
Yeah.
No,
those are not published yet. Okay.
I started first, as everyone does, by translating some hymns that I loved.
So translating the text and the music, you mean?
Yes,
like
yes,
adapting
the music, the composition.
Yeah, so adapting to Arabic.
Yes, and for instance, long time ago, I translated the Kyrie Ekekraksa of Yaakovos.
Okay.
It's not published. I translated the Liturgica of Vasilikos on the fourth plagal mode, the high one.
Yeah.
I used to chant them in the church alone on Saturdays in our parish, because on Sundays the chanters of the church comes and they do not use this. So I translated a lot of hymns. This is what it was in the beginning, and then I was using, the style of Vasilikos to change some lines, music lines in a composition, to make impressions and so on and so forth. And we used this a lot of time. But lately, I learned that you must not change the composition of the composer, the original composer, because the composer wanted it like this. For instance, if you have the Al-Yawma Yawm Al-Qiyamah of Andraus Ma'il, and then
it is the day of resurrection.
And then Christ is risen. In the end, I used the one of Karamanis. I translated it in Arabic. And till now they are using it, but I stopped using it because it was I was changing the composition of Andraus. For instance, the other one, Awah. At the end, I used also to change the line because it was difficult, and I used a Greek line, but I stopped it, and I learned it that you cannot change the composer, and I learned it from Spiro. We were in a journey with, and my son was with us, and he asked him about these compositions, about Stanitsas, for instance. He said it's a very good chanter, but he changes the compositions, and it's not permitted, as you know. And he gave him this example of Beethoven. And for instance, you come and you want to change a line in the composition of the ninth, for instance, say the
Ninth Symphony.
Ninth Symphony, because you want to change. You cannot. It's not permitted. From that time on, I tried to, if a composition that I do not like it, I compose another one. For instance, Henry used to to simplify the composition. For instance, he simplified the Doxostarion of the Holy Fathers, because many times he is alone, and it was not necessary for him, to go up to the Vu, to the Ra. It's not necessary. That's why he simplified it. He simplified the composition of Mitrilmur. And I said to myself, let me try to write a new one, a new composition, not a simplification of Mitrilmur. And thank God it was nice, And Henry took it. Henry to take a piece and to chant it, that means it's very good. Otherwise, he will never chant it. And I tried this many times. And I tried, for instance, once I wrote an Actionistine, and I don't remember in what mode. I showed him. He didn't answer. So when he went back, he went. خزقت الورقة.
You tore the paper. You tore the paper. Yeah.
Another time, I wrote one in the second plagal mode. Mm-hmm. And he took it and he read it, and he made two changes in it, and we are using it till now in our book.
Beautiful.
هلا I have there are not a lot of compositions, but this is one way. The other one, I realize also we are using a lot of translations, and in the translations, many times the Arabic, is destroyed.
Yeah, the text doesn't fit on the music.
Because we are chanting language, not music. Yeah. That's why you need to, as possible as you can, to show the meaning through the music. That's why I recomposed many things. For instance, the Tibica, the Psalm 50.
Psalm 50, yeah.
Yes, and I tried also to compose the Stishira of the Pascha, but they are not good. That's why I didn't publish them. And even I'm trying nowadays for teaching, especially for teaching, to compose some hymns in the according to the old Stishiraric style.
Okay. And
what is very important, that for me and for us, let me say, the Arabic-speaking Orthodox, that Spiro is asking every time to use them in the program of the diploma.
Wow. Okay. Beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
And first time I wrote the اليوم نعمة الروح القدس جمعتنا.
Today the Holy Spirit, I forget which one is that.
Of the Sha'anin,
Doxasticon of Palm Sunday.
In the Vespers, of the Vespers.
Vesperal Doxasticon.
And first time we performed it, we used it in the program of the diploma, and the committee was astonished of it. And yes, it was impressive, and it was very important for me. And I'm continuing now, and now we will perform the Doxa of the Nativity. But it's very long.
Old Sticharic, that's great. Yeah, that's
3 pages.
Wow, that's beautiful. Yeah. Hopefully, maybe your next project, your next book will be Doxa Sticarion of the Old Sticharic style, maybe?
No, I'm intending to continue my theory book, because it's of 5 volumes, not 4.
Okay.
The 5th is for the Arabic-speaking readers. It will contain almost every kind of hymns. Almost every. For instance, there will be an example of the Anagrammatismo.
Okay.
Have you heard of it?
I don't even know what that is. No.
Yes, it's a piece of 60 pages.
Wow. Only 60 pages.
This is the longest one.
Okay.
It will continue. Will contain every also, the program of the diploma. because it's not in the four volumes. And the 4 volumes contains a part of the program diploma. So we will have in these volumes all the hymns required for the diploma and every other hymn that exists in. But it's difficult and it will take a lot of time because there will be also some explanations about these hymns and the use of them in the liturgy. And many times it's difficult to find the resources also.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I'm looking forward to that. I'm very excited about that. That sounds something very needed.
You must wait. I don't know, 2 years.
I'll wait all the time. Whatever it takes. That's great. So moving on, let's talk a little bit about chanting in America. I know you had a little bit of an experience. Maybe you, because I remember you went on tour in America a few years ago with, I think you came with the Theotokos choir, right?
No, first we were invited by the Metropolitan Philip.
Oh, that was before.
And
it
was 2012. We made a tour. We started in Chicago and we finished in New York. And it was a wonderful journey, but it was very, tough. We had each day a performance. We had only one day free. We were in the village, but it was wonderful. And I believe it was also an intervention of God. Let me say this for you. As I said, we partake in the festival of Beirut chants every year. And the director there, we help her, so we don't, we don't choose the date that we want. We let her to decide. So that year, I think to 2011, it was 2011, and she put the program in a day. And then she called me, can we change the date and make it 8th, December 8th? Okay, then don't worry, it was a Sunday. Then afterward, Father Thomas Zain sent me a message that, and he was asking, we will be in Lebanon on Sunday 8th. Do you have any concert at that day? I told him, of course. And that year we invited young people from our Archdiocese to chant with us by heart the hymns that they know. And we were starting with also the children choir. So we were on the stage around 80 chanters. And it was very impressive. And Father Thomas was there with a new bishop, elected bishop. So he went back to the States and showed Sayyidina Philip the concerts and the photos. And he sent an invitation. So it was something, like a miracle, I don't know. The next time I went with the Theotokos choir to Houston and to also El Paso in 2018.
2018, yeah.
Yes. And it was wonderful also.
That's great.
So there we tried also to chant in English. The problem was, as you are hearing, we speak English in our way, but we said to ourselves that no, we will try to let the people hear what they hear, and to let them pray, not only to perform That's why I asked 2 or 3 from the choir to teach us how to pronounce also the English. For instance, Paul Said was one of them, because he knew very well, he knows very well English, and so they had the members of the choir, and we were 12 chanters, to speak, and they taught us how to speak, let me say, to chant in good way in English. But we tried also to keep the characteristics of the language. Yani, we didn't make translations from Arabic, a mere translation from the Arabic to English. So I changed a lot of things in it to go with the language, not only music. And I remember I rewrote Antum al-Ladhin in a way, because I had one in my hand, but I didn't like it, so I recomposed it. Mm-hmm. And also I wrote 2 liturgica, one in the first plagal and one in the fourth plagal. And it was inspired from the one that we have, but I made the changes to fit the language.
Okay, that's great. So you had 2 trips to America, one in 2012, one in 2018, and also maybe you've had some exposure to chanting in English in general. What's your impression of chanting in English?
From what I've heard, it's a wonderful work, because you are trying to offer these kind of style of chanting to people, and you are trying to make it also comfortable for them. For instance, because I do not understand very well the American slang, it's many times it's difficult also to understand what you are chanting, and this is impressive because you are changing in the way that people speaks, and it's very important. Even though it will be hard to me to understand. It's not a reference, but you are trying to compose also. You try also to translate, but the translation is dangerous. That's why I prefer, for instance, if you want to change something in a composition of someone, you may ask him if you take the idea, his idea. Because the composition is an idea. It's like a chapter or a paragraph or something like that. That's why it's very good to take the permission of the composer if you want to translate or also to recompose with the same idea. For instance, if you a psalm of Father Nula, when you translate it as it is, it will be bad for the English. And if you want to change, it will be bad for the composer. It's a good idea, as I've said, that to compose, to make a new composition with the same idea, okay, very, very good. Why not? But try not to change the composition of the composer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Yeah, so you're saying there's a balance between keeping the idea and also the text. The text has to be well composed, has to be presented, which is the important thing here is the text. Yeah.
To keep the tones, the also the meaning. Many times if you go with the composition, unless if you stuck with the composition of the composer, and try to fit it with the language, many times you will cut the meaning if you want to keep the composition. And not to do this, you need to change the composition. So you are stuck between two bad things. That's why it's better, I think, in my opinion, to go with the idea of the composer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So more of a general idea, and then
yes.
make the text.
You may of course
general,
to take
if
it's possible to take his permission using, for instance, his ending lines, for instance, or some specific lines, music lines in the main body of the composition. It will be wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. So to wrap up, Father Romanos, I grew up in Lebanon and I experienced chanting over there, and I've been gone for a little bit of time. And you have so much experience chanting in Lebanon. It's such a dynamic place, and there's so many things going on with chanting, so many people contributing. Can you please talk a little bit about the chanting scene in Lebanon, around the country, and maybe some of your collaborations with other chanters and the work that's going on there, for some of our American viewers that maybe don't know a lot about chanting in Lebanon? Maybe talk a little bit about that.
During these last years, a lot of evolution was made in teaching Byzantine music in our region. We had such seminaries everywhere, but lately we have schools almost in every archbishopric. And we are in a connection with them, with each other, and many times we did also some contributions, either through concert or through camps of Byzantine music, and it was a good experience. Of course, many of us are let me say, impressed by the Greeks, but even in Greek we have a lot of varieties of chanting, and we have also kind of chanting which goes with ours. For instance, in Cyprus, in part of Greece, they chant like us, or we chant to the same style. Even we had a very known chanters who studied in Chalki in Constantinople, and they get their style, and they were chanting in the same style. For instance, Andraus Mail and his students. So there is a connection also. But usually new chanters are impressed with very elaborate compositions and also style of chanting. For instance, the style of Vasilikos or somebody else with the style of Oriental, let me say, style of chanting. Even in Greek, even in Greece, we may see such chanters. So many times we are impressed with them, and if we have good voices, we may imitate them. But this destroy the aim, the goal of chanting, and it exposes us also to a temptation, such a temptation to show ourselves instead of helping people to pray And I faced this during my chanting life. Of course, I hadn't the voice of Vasilikos, but I was many times imitating him.
Recording in progress.
I was imitating him, but with my voice. And many times they were accusing me of singing instead of chanting. Of course, my voice is not a singer voice, but I was imitating Vasilikos, and this helped me to develop my voice. Then I understood what should I do, so I used this in a positive way, let me say, from my opinion. It's good to learn from others, and of course, as I said, Byzantine music is a language, so you have many kind of speaking it, and you cannot say that this is the right and the other is wrong, but it's good also to keep our language, our let me say tradition also in such a way. Even in Lebanon or in Syria, you have many type of Arabic slang, let me say. But you cannot say that in Tripoli they are chanting wrong and no, in Beirut it's right. No, you can never say this. But it's good also to keep the local tradition. Why not? And not only to keep it, but to write it down. Let me give an example. Once one of my students in Balamand, he is from Homs. He told me once that he went during the Lent and he was chanting the hymns of the great complaints as he studied them in Balamand. The people were not, they didn't enjoy it because it was strange for them. And I told him, of course, you had to chant as they are using to chant, and not this also, you need to write them down to keep them for the history, for our history, because we have other style of chanting also. We have other compositions. It's not only the one of Metri el-Mur or the one of Andraus Ma'il, or we have a lot of them. And in each region, we have also our local tradition. Why not keeping it? If there is something wrong in it, if there is, of course, some mistakes in music or in language, we need to correct them. And I had also an experience during a meeting with the chanters of Jordany and Palestine, and they are trying to change their tradition, and I told them, no, you cannot. You may correct them. And I gave an example of one choir in Palestine. I've heard them chanting the Inna Rabba Lamma Kana Atiyan from the first
from the bridegroom service.
Yes, from the first one. They were chanting another composition of Metri el-Mur by heart, with a mixed choir, but a wonderful performance, and it was impressive. And suddenly the choir master was in the meeting, and he was very, very pleased. And he told me that we are trying to correct some mistakes and so on and so forth. Of course, we need to develop ourselves, to learn more, to perform better. why not learning other style of chanting? But we must keep our language. Yani we must use it to fit our language, because chanting is a way, an instrument to deliver the text, the prayer.
Beautiful. Well, time flies when you're having fun. Thank you so much, Abuna. This was
thank you for you. Sorry for my bad English.
That was great. Your English was great. We understood everything. Thank you so much for doing the effort. You know, it's not your native language. We appreciate it so much that you took the time and the effort to speak with us in English, and hopefully some of the English-speaking people will get to know you and your choir a little bit more, and will listen to you a little bit more. You can find Father Romanos Joubran on social media, I guess, if you want to listen to the choir. Look the name Saint Romanos, the Melodist Choir of Beirut, on YouTube, and on Facebook. I think they have a lot of things as well.
And on Spotify, and these also social
on Spotify.
Media.
So wherever on all the streaming services, I think wherever you get your music, look for them and listen. We highly recommend that you listen. Very beautiful, very traditional, very nice. Thank you again, Abuna.
Thank you.
And,
thank you, Patrick.
Hopefully we'll.
And God bless you.
Until next time.
With all your efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Abuna. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Ethos and Yphos, a production of Sons of Antioch Media. You can find us on the Sons of Antioch YouTube channel and wherever you get your podcasts. Follow Sons of Antioch on social media and visit sonsofantioch.us for more information. God bless.